Hello, here's Faye, and today I wanted to tell you about the Tome Infinity and Beyond readathon that runs from the 7th to the 21st of September. This is a 2-week readathon dedicated to reading science fiction novels, although they are quite flexible if you really stick to science fiction. I'll try, sort of. The readathon is created by Brushing Bookends and a number of co-hosts. I will link them down below. And there are some really cool prompts that sort of determine what you're going to read. It's a sort of pick your own adventure style readathon. They've created a really fun map with all the planets, and we all embark on this journey depending on which of 4 ships we take to leave planet Earth, which is necessary because aliens are invading. Our journey then branches off and we hop from planet to find the next one that will become our home. I'm going to be boarding ship D, which prompts me to read a new to me author. The author that I'm going to read is not necessarily a new author, but I have never read anything by Marge Piercy. The book that I'm going to read is Woman on the Edge of Time. I've had this for a while now. I think I bought it last year. And it is heralded on the back as a classic feminist science fiction novel. This centers around a woman, I believe, who is visited by time travelers from the future. I don't know why that's so difficult to say. The future being 2137, so not even that far away anymore, I feel. And they sort of tell her about this almost utopian future where men and women are considerably more equal to each other than they are in the time setting of this book. And I'm really interested to read it. I'm not sure how hard sci-fi it's actually going to be. Time travel, I guess, does, mean that it can be classed as science fiction, but I'm not sure. Maybe we will drift off more into speculative fiction, which is something I tend to be a little bit more comfortable with. So maybe this is a good one to start me off. Boarding ship D, however, means that I next hit an asteroid belt, which comes with the prompt to read a space opera book, which suits me fine because I still have saga number 2 lying around after having read saga number 1. And this graphic novel is an excellent space opera. It is about this unlikely couple that we see on the front here of the first issue, and it's a sort of Romeo and Juliet story set in space with a lot of boobs. So I really liked the first one. There's some really creative, sort of cool aliens in it and different creatures. I thought it was really fun, and I have the second one here, so I'm going to read this one, and having a graphic novel which is a quicker read in a readathon is always a good idea. Then I'm going to look at my notes so I don't mix up stuff. Hopefully passing through the asteroid belt, I have the option to go to Mars, which would mean reading a book featuring aliens, or Jupiter, which prompts me to read a book featuring giants. I have one book that would fulfill both of those prompts and enable me to go to either planet. So I'm going to see how quickly I'm progressing and how quickly I'm reading to see which one I skip to. The book I'm going to read in any case is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. This I originally bought. This is the first part in a trilogy because I wanted to read more Canadian authors, and I didn't end up reading it. This, I believe, is more sort of classical science fiction. There's a woman who finds a sort of metal hand buried in the ground, and we go on this journey to find out what this is what this is. And I believe it has aliens. This hints towards giants, maybe some sort of huge alien robotic hand things. I don't know, but I feel like this would fit in really well with the readathon. It's also quite a popular book, so I would look forward to reading this one. But I could also skip those planets altogether if I feel like my reading speed is dragging, or I could make the pit stop here. In either case, I could then go on to Saturn, which asked me to read a book with circles of the cover, and that then would be 1984 by George Orwell. I have started this book a number of times and always failed to finish it. I don't know, something about it I find really difficult to get into, even though the story is one that's sort of been copied and talked about so often, especially with the sort of resurgent love for this book given the political situation and everyone talking about sort of themes of 1984 sort of being very real today. Somehow I've not clicked with this, but I would like to try again, and maybe this readathon will give me the last push to actually finish the book. I've also seen a few people wanting to read this as well, so that could be extra motivation to actually pick it up. After reading this, I'm being optimistic here that I will finish it, I will then hopefully travel on to Pluto, where I will stay. Pluto asks you to read a vintage science fiction novel, which the creators of the readathon class as anything that is older than 25 years. George Orwell's 1984 is also older than 25 years, but I would have to get past that pesky Saturn to make it to Pluto. So the book that I am choosing for this one is Trouble with Lichen or Lichen, British, American, I'm so confused, by John Wyndham. This, I believe, centers around two scientists who find a sort of plant that can either sort of stop aging processes or reverse them even. And they sort of struggle with the ethics about what they're going to do with this finding. Are they going to exploit it? Are they keep it? Are they going to keep it for themselves? Are they going to destroy the evidence? I guess it goes into that way. It's a short book, so that would also be good for the readathon. I've previously read 2 of John Wyndham's books and liked both of them. I read the Triffids one, the Triffids one, his most popular one, and Chucky, and both were super cool. So having this as my final read, I think will also motivate me to push through the others, even though they're also cool books in their own rights. But a readathon can drag at some point. So I really, really do love the readathon. The prompts behind it are very cool. Of course, I've only given you a selection of them, but if you're interested in picking your own adventure and seeing the other prompts, some of them are really fun. I urge you to look at the links down below and maybe join in with the Tome Infinity and Beyond readathon. Gotta love a good pun, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.